So, und welche Umstände dafür gesorgt haben, dass das Kid nicht in den Knast kommt, das wird sich jetzt gleich offenbaren. Noch in dieser Folge.
Okay, Doc. Let's run through this again.
Sometime tonight, Kid Tannen is supposed to be betrayed by his mole, a singer named Trixie Trotter.
That hot babe I saw coming out of the speakeasy.
Exactly. When she does, history says Tannen will be arrested by a rookie cop by the name of Danny Parker.
Parker. Hey, do you think he's related to Jennifer Parker, my girlfriend?
Could be.
Heavy.
In any event, somehow we've changed history so that neither of these events happens, condemning your family to generations of abuse at the hands of the Tannen crime family. You need to go back into Tannen's speakeasy, find out what's gone wrong, and get Kid Tannen arrested.
No problem, Doc. Let me just put on my hat and I'm good to go. Is the mustache really necessary?
It's essential. You can't let Kid know that you're the same troublemaker that foiled his attempt to kill me.
Are you sure you can't come in with me?
It's far too dangerous. You may be easy to disguise with your nondescript features, but ever since my daring escape from the police and the mob, my distinctive face has been plastered over every paper from here to Reno.
Nondescript.
I'll find a safe place to hunker down. That flop house ought to fit the bill. You can find me there if you need me.
Oh Mann, es wird immer komplizierter. Okay, wir schauen uns um. Edna steht da. Hier ist eine Apparatur. Die gucken wir uns an.
Looks like Emmett's been busy.
Das war schon?
Looks like Emmett's been busy.
Okay, dann gehen wir nochmal zu Edna.
Pardon me, sir. From the way you're dressed and your general aura of seediness, I can infer only one thing. You're heading for Tannen's speakeasy. Am I right?
No.
No?
At least you possess enough shame to lie about it. Unfortunately, I don't have the power to stop you, but I beg you to tarry here a few more seconds and listen to my song. Me, 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 me. You say you've lost your self-respect, but you should care. What in heaven's name?
Einstein.
Oh, sorry, Miss Strickland. Just a little experimental prototype gone momentarily awry.
Emmett.
Mr. Brown, why is there a dog in that vehicle?
Why? Well, to advance the human condition, of course. Hello, Harry.
Harry? Mr. Callahan, what are you doing in that getup?
Ich ermittle undercover.
I'm going undercover.
How exciting! You'll have to give me an exclusive sometime. Right now, I've got some souls to save.
And you'll have to get an eyeful of my newest experiment.
You're not angry
Yeah.
about the rocket drill?
Water over the bridge. I've moved on to bigger and better things. Come by the gazebo when you get a chance. I'll be setting up. You won't believe what Einie and I have been up to.
Famous last words. All right. Now where's that speakeasy?
Okay, wir können jetzt entweder direkt zum Speakeasy, also zu der Flüsterkneipe gehen. Aber ich glaube, ich gehe nochmal zurück zu Emmett. Der müsste hier stehen, ja.
Harry, you're just in time.
How have you been, Emmett? I know I haven't seen you in a couple of months.
I'm great, and I owe it all to you.
Really?
Yes, that argument I had with my father during our jet drill experiment gave me the incentive to finally quit that dreary court job. I've committed myself full-time to a life of science.
Sehr gut.
So, thanks for watching Einstein while I've been away.
It's been a pleasure. He's proven to be a surprisingly willing test subject. It's almost as if he's been working with me for years.
More like decades. What's the story with the little car and all this equipment?
Einstein and I are conducting a few experiments with this 1/4 scale model to work out a few hitches in my planned demonstration at the Hill Valley Expo in a couple of months.
A radio-controlled car?
No. Well, yes, but there'll be so much more than that. It will amaze the world. Aha! Got it!
Got what?
I'll show you. Ready to go, Einstein?
Oh Mann, Einie muss immer herhalten.
Watch this. When this baby hits 23 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious cow flop.
Einstein!
No!
Get him out of there!
Not to worry. I've got a fail-safe eject mechanism around here someplace. See? Nothing to worry about.
Nothing. I'll go see if I can find something to help. Or someone.
Okay, können wir ihn nochmal ansprechen?
Don't worry, Emmett. I'm sure you'll get it right someday.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. Right now, I'm more concerned with Einstein.
Can't you just go into the courthouse to get Einstein?
If I still had my job as a clerk, sure, but lately a lot of evidence has gone missing, so they've installed new locks. Now the place is sealed up tighter than my dad's wallet.
What went wrong with your rocket car?
I'm not entirely sure. As soon as we get Einstein down, I'm gonna go look for it.
Why don't you go look for your car now?
And leave Einie stuck on a ledge? Never! Dogs are much more important than any silly rocket car. Especially one that doesn't work at all.
What's up with you and Edna? A couple months ago, I could swear she was making goo-goo eyes at you.
That was before my father had her stay sober society meeting thrown out of our house. Now she takes every opportunity she can get to snipe at me and my work. It's very distracting.
Ja, das glaube ich.
Do you know anything about Officer Danny Parker?
My pop says he's a good cop when he's not drinking.
Good.
Of course, now I hear he drinks all the time.
You know anything about Trixie Trotter?
The songbird of the Sierras? The nightingale of the north? The floozy of the foothills? Never heard of her. And I've definitely never snuck into Tannen's speakeasy to listen to her.
Well, I'll go off and see if I can get some help.
You do that. I'll stay here and see if I can think of a way to get Einie off that ledge.
Ja, wir haben jetzt gerade erfahren, ja, ein paar Einzelheiten erfahren über Trixie und Officer Parker, die ja maßgeblich dann an der Verhaftung von Kid hätten beitragen sollen, aber aus irgendwelchen Gründen haben sie es nicht getan. Jetzt besuchen wir mal eben kurz Doc und quatschen mit dem nochmal eine Runde.
Hey, Doc. How's the room?
It's a little cleaner than I would have imagined for a Depression-era flophouse. How are your investigations going?
I haven't really made any progress with Trixie yet.
Well, get out there and make some. If she doesn't blow the whistle on Kid tonight, he may never be brought to justice.
Ja, mach ich
Why didn't
gleich.
you tell me I'd run into your younger self tonight?
Because I don't remember being out here tonight. Clearly, your interactions with my younger self 2 months ago have slightly altered my personal timeline. I never have the nerve to perform public experiments like he's doing. No matter. Those experiments will be forgotten once I've seen Frankenstein.
Frankenstein?
Yes. Right now, my younger self is fiddling around down there with rocket propulsion systems for his demonstration at the expo.
The thing that'll kick off your scientific career.
Exactly. Now, the rockets are a horrible idea, and I'll soon realize that they'll never work. But eventually, I'll wander into that movie theater and see Frankenstein and clear my mind. I've kept the ticket stub from that movie in my wallet ever since. See?
Why?
Because it's during this movie that I'll have the inspiration for my breakthrough at the expo.
It doesn't have anything to do with reanimating the dead, does it?
Not the way you're thinking, no. But during that famous scene when Colin Clive turned the wheel that raised that shrouded figure into the tower, and that bolt of lightning struck, well, let's just say more than one brain was reanimated that night.
Okay.
Emmett's not having much luck getting Einstein off the courthouse.
I'm not surprised. Einie's a smart dog, but heights give him the willies.
What can we do?
I've got it.
What?
Just get my younger self distracted, and I'll handle the rest.
Sehr gut. Um Einstein wird sich also offenbar gekümmert, finde ich sehr gut.
Where'd you park the DeLorean?
I hid it in the DeSoto lot. Nobody's buying cars these days, so it should be safe in there.
Hey, who did burn down Tannen's original speakeasy anyway?
I still don't know. I'd really like to find out before we go home.
Ja, ich auch.
I never did get a straight answer about why he came back to 1931 in the first place.
It's personal. When this is over, I'll tell you all about it.
I'm gonna hold you to that, you know. Can you explain all this? I'm confused.
It's very simple. In the original timeline, Timeline A, the speakeasy arsonist was never caught, creating one of Hill Valley's enduring historical mysteries.
Okay.
When I travel back to 1931, I created Timeline B, in which I was misidentified as the arsonist and subsequently killed by Kid Tannen's goons. Einstein came with me, and somehow he ended up in the DeLorean when its failsafe mechanism triggered, sending it back to 1986.
Which is where I came in.
Precisely. You traveled back to June 14th, 1931, creating Timeline C, a world in which Carl Sagan wasn't rubbed out by Kid Tannen. But Arthur McFly was served with a subpoena.
And shot by Kid Tannen's goons.
Yes. So you jumped back in time 6 hours, creating Timeline D, saving your grandfather's life, but somehow preventing Kid Tannen from meeting his date with justice.
Which is why the Tannens were so powerful when we jumped back to 86.
Uh-huh. So now we've returned to August of 1931, creating Timeline E, in which, fingers crossed, we'll send Tannen to prison where he belongs. Got it?
Sure.
Good.
One question.
What?
Can you explain all this? I'm confused.
Okay, jetzt hat Doc noch mal ein bisschen Licht ins Dunkel gebracht.
Why are Tannens always such jerks anyway?
It's hard to say. Rogue Neanderthal genes in their DNA, perhaps.
Okay, haben wir alles geklärt.
Keep your head low, Doc. I'll be back soon.
I'll keep an eye out for your grandfather.
So. Nun gucken wir uns mal das Schild an. Hill Valley Expo.
Hill Valley Expo, October 12th through the 15th. Doc says the expo was the day he officially became a scientist. Seems like he's running a couple months ahead of schedule.
Okay, wir gehen auch noch mal zum Kino. Ja.
Cool. Frankenstein.
Der Film, der Docs Interesse an der Wissenschaft nicht weckt, aber das eben der Film, der ihn zum Durchbruch verhilft, sagt er ja gerade. Das hatten wir uns, glaube ich, alles schon in der ersten Episode angeschaut. Machen wir jetzt nicht nochmal. Guck jetzt nochmal, ob wir nochmal mit Edna quatschen können, weil gerade wurden wir ja gestört.
Hey, Edna.
Mr. Callahan, what can I do for you?
What are you doing out here in the middle of the night?
Saving people from alcohol, vice, and disorder. And also keeping a lookout for hot stories. You'd be surprised how much news breaks on this corner.
Broken any stories tonight?
Only the usual. Mayor Thomas trying to slink out of the speakeasy. Frankie Needles crashing his car into a fire hydrant. Nothing that'll get me the front page.
Needles, auch ein Charakter, den wir aus der Filmtrilogie kennen.
Hey, I got a hot lead for you.
Oh? What is it?
Young scientist strands dog on courthouse roof.
What?
Look over there.
Oh, for goodness sake. Mr. Brown.
Please, Miss Strickland, not now. Can't you see I've got a rather delicate situation on my hands at the moment? My trial run...
Trial run? Public hazard, I call it. And I'm sure my editor will agree. This scientific enterprise of yours represents a clear and present danger to public
You
safety.
know what represents a clear and present danger to public safety? Your singing voice.
There's no need to get personal, Mr. Brown.
Believe me, I have no intention of getting personal with you.
I'm relieved to hear it. Flying cars, of all the ridiculous
You
juvenile
mock
notions.
me, but just imagine a world in which traffic jams and car crashes are a thing of the past.
I might be more inclined to listen to you if your maiden voyage hadn't ended in a crash on one roof and a stranded dog on another.
I'm working on getting him down. Tiny, how'd you get down? Clever dog.
Well, fortune favors you tonight, but I warn you to be more careful in the future.
Now, how to get that rocket car back down?
Ja, Emmett, tut mir leid, dass ich dir Edna auf den Hals hetzen musste, aber ich musste dich irgendwie ablenken, damit Doc Einstein holen kann.
Hey boy, how you doing? Good dog.
Okay, ihm geht's gut. Okay, dann quatschen wir weiter mit Edna. Gucken wir uns mal an, was sie hier liegen hat.
What's all this?
These are my pamphlets, laying out in scientific detail the horrors visited upon those who succumb to the temptations of alcohol.
Lost fortnight.
I am particularly fond of that one. It tells the true life tale of Johnny, who woke up in a pile of his own sick, completely unable to remember the previous 2 weeks of his life.
Heavy.
Actually, the pamphlets are quite light, see?
Donate to the Clock Tower Fund. What's wrong with the clock tower? It's not broken, is it?
Not in the slightest.
Whew.
It's just painfully drab. I'm raising funds to commission a sculptor to place a couple of handsome ornamental statues on either side of the clock face. Something to inspire the citizens to do their civic duty.
Something like lions?
Or gargoyles. You can't beat a good gargoyle.
Oh, Gargoyles sind cool. Auch ganz witzig, als Marty gerade Heavy sagte, hat Edna ja damit reagiert, nö, die sind eigentlich ganz leicht. Scheint man in der Zeit noch nicht so ganz zu verstehen, den Ausdruck. Aber auch das kennen wir aus den Filmen.
Edna!
What?
Okay, das hatte ich schon.
What was that song you were singing earlier?
Do you like it? I wrote it myself. It really gets the toes tapping at the Stay Sober Society meetings. Although I suppose that could be the Shakes. Would you like to hear it again?
Maybe later.
I'll be here all night.
Okay, ich komme darauf zurück.
What's going on with you and Emmett? The last time I saw you, you seemed to be kinda interested in him.
That was before I belatedly realized that his agreement to host my Stay Sober Society was a clever ruse to ferry barrels of hooch to his so-called laboratory.
Sorry about that.
Now his very presence fills me with an irrepressible urge to pick at his philosophical and intellectual foundations with every tool in my vocabulary.
So you're not dating?
Dating? The mere thought of romantic involvement with that undisciplined techno-anarchist is preposterous.
Good.
Ah, oh Mann, oh Mann, oh Mann, oh Mann, oh Mann. Hier können wir noch eine ganze Menge fragen.
What's Kid Tannen been up to for the last 2 months?
Didn't you hear? It was in all the papers.
I've been, traveling.
Well, the feds were all set to arrest Tannen on tax evasion charges. Seems they'd gotten Tannen's books from his accountant.
I heard something about that, yeah.
Well, the accountant disappeared, unsurprisingly. But the feds still thought they had a case. After all, they still had the books, right?
Right.
Wrong. The day before the trial, the books up and vanished right out of the court's evidence locker.
No.
Lots of fingers were pointed, but honestly, the whole town's so corrupt that it could have been anyone. Court clerks, cops, janitors.
Ich muss mir eben anders hinsetzen hier. Ich hoffe, das hört man jetzt nicht am Mikro, das steht nämlich direkt vor mir. So.
So kids walking around free?
Free, clear, and laughing it up in his new speakeasy. The feds want to bring a case up against him, but without those books, they've got nothing.
Couldn't Kid be brought up on other charges like, say, running a speakeasy?
In a perfect world, yes. But no one in town seems to care about prohibition anymore. The feds are only interested because of the lost tax revenue.
Das kann ich mir vorstellen.
Do you know anything about Officer Danny Parker?
Parker? Just another soul lost to the twin vices of booze and despair. I've asked him to tell me his story for my column. Sort of a cautionary tale, but he's never in the mood to talk to me.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about Trixie Trotter, would you?
Kid Tannen's latest conquest? Well, she claims to be a lounge singer from Seattle, but my sources in Washington have never heard of her. I mean, honestly, Trixie Trotter, what kind of name is that?
A cool name. Trixie Trotter finde ich total cool.
Whatever happened with that speakeasy arsonist?
I was about to ask you the same question.
Me?
Don't play coy with me. I may not have any journalistically acceptable proof, but I know you had a hand in Carl Sagan's daring escape from the authorities.
Didn't you think that Sagan was innocent?
I used to, but after he escaped, 2 more speakeasies were torched in Colfax and Georgetown.
That's just a coincidence.
Coincidence? Or is our friend Carl a serial arsonist?
No, he is not.
What have you got against dogs, anyway?
They're smelly, rude, completely unable to take care of themselves, and frankly, they're not very bright. If I had my druthers, dogs would be banned from public places.
Harsh.
It's a harsh world, Mr. Callahan.
Ich glaube, da hat sich unten was verändert. Ja.
I'm pretty sure that Carl Sagan didn't start those fires.
We'll see. One of the reasons I'm camped out so close to Tannen's new speakeasy is it gives me the chance to catch the arsonist in the act. It'll be a great story for my column.
Okay. Ich spreche Sie nochmal auf das Lied an.
How's that song going over?
If only I could convince a few of these night owls to stop and listen. Would you like to hear it?
Ja, dann lassen wir sie mal singen.
Sure.
I knew if I waited long enough, somebody would request it. You say you've lost your self-respect, but you should care. It's not too late to redirect and start to care. Don't despise the good and pure. Time to rise up from the sewer. Wash off all that foul manure. Show the world you care. You should care. You should care. What people think of you. Of goals that you could name. Reclaiming your good name is what you
grauenhaft an, das ist auch verdammt laut.
You should care. You should care. If your reputation is in disrepair, it's not going to hurt you to reclaim your virtue, for you should care.
Catchy.
You really think so?
Yeah, it's got a good hook to it.
One needs a good hook if one is fishing for souls.
See ya.
Keep fighting the good fight.
So, jetzt kennen wir das Lied. Das ist gleich nochmal wichtig. Aber jetzt lassen wir Edna erstmal Edna sein und kümmern uns um die Kneipe. Um das Speakeasy. Da tue ich mich schwer, den richtigen Artikel zu finden. Das kann ja nur das sein. Der Speakeasy ist Quatsch, die Speakeasy, das Speakeasy. Hört sich aber scheiße an.
Who sent you?
Ulysses S. Grant.
What did you bring me?
Meat and potatoes.
What's the word?
Words are for wimps. Ew.
So, wir haben jetzt gehört... Oh, warte mal, das gucken wir uns mal an.
Cabbage crates. Must be for the soup.
Ja. So, bei dem Typen, der gerade reingelassen wurde, haben wir gerade irgendwie was mitgekriegt. Das scheint ein Code zu sein, den man benötigt, um reinzukommen. So, und ich hatte vorhin darüber gesprochen, dass wir diesen Zettel hier nicht benutzen dürfen. Ich bin mir nicht ganz sicher, ob man den gar nicht aufnehmen darf oder ob man ihn nur nicht benutzen darf, also nicht mit ihm interagieren darf, um diese eine Trophäe zu bekommen. Aber das ist ja hier kein Trophy Achievement Guide, sondern ein stinknormales Let's Play, und so gucken wir uns das jetzt an. Nee. So. What do I spy with my little eye? I spy a dry guy. Do you know what's down below? Low lives and vermin. Why should I let you in case I get thirsty? Das läuft jetzt so, dass die letzte Silbe des Fragesatzes der ersten Silbe des Antwortsatzes entsprechen muss. Da werden wir uns jetzt gleich dran erinnern, wenn wir jetzt nämlich den Typen hier fragen, wird er uns einen Satz sagen und wir müssen passend antworten. Erschwert wird das Ganze allerdings dadurch, dass der deutsche Untertitel, die haben das zu gut gemeint und haben das komplett umgemünzt. Es ist fatal, wenn man sich das Englische anhört und sich bei den Antworten also bei den deutschen Sätzen orientiert. Das macht es nämlich ungeheuer schwierig. Ich zeige euch das mal eben.
Who told you to come here?
Who told you to come here? Ja gut, hier ist es jetzt offensichtlich, das ist Hieronymus Bosch. Weil hier und hier ist nichts mit hier als erster Silbe. Also nehmen wir Hieronymus Bosch.
Hieronymus Bosch?
What will you do if there's a raid?
Raid. So, jetzt habe ich nicht darauf geachtet, was bei den Untertiteln stand. Raid. So, ein Buch lesen, tunlichst, all Sekunde, bla 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 bla, Chefarzt, Luftsprünge, Kätzchen, könntest du das wiederholen? Ja, passt nix. Und wie gesagt, ich habe jetzt auf die Untertitel nicht geachtet. Da hätte ich es cooler gefunden, wenn sie es tatsächlich im Englischen, also die englischen Antwortsätze hingeschrieben hätten, weil das, weiß nicht, es wäre irgendwie cooler gewesen, aber können wir nichts machen, also müssen wir ihn bitten, das zu wiederholen.
Could you repeat that?
What will you do if there's a raid?
Überfall. Also Fall. Hä? Das ist so blöde gemacht. Ich weiß jetzt überhaupt nicht, was ich antworten. Raid und Fall gibt's hier nicht. Read a book müsste das sein.
Wait till Wednesday?
Take a hike, Squirt.
Mist. Das war verkehrt. Ich dachte, es wäre richtig.
Who said you were worthy?
The old gray mare?
What will you do if I let you inside?
Zeit oder lasse.
Could you repeat that?
What will you do if I let you inside?
Zeit oder lasse. Was soll ich denn darauf antworten?
Wait till Wednesday?
Das ist blöd gemacht. Und das ist das, was mich an dem Spiel am meisten stört. Weil da hat der deutsche Verleih hat da das echt zu gut gemeint und das ist voll daneben gegangen.
Who said you were worthy?
Could you repeat that?
Who said you were worthy?
Reinecke
The
Fuchs.
old gray mare?
What will you do if I let you inside?
What you do when I let you inside? Reinlasse. Sekunde.
Sidle up to your boss?
Where did you come from?
From.
Could you repeat that?
Where did you come from?
Len. From. Nee. Es sei denn, ich stehe da jetzt komplett auf dem Schlauch. Das kann natürlich sein. Aber.
Could you repeat that?
Where did you come from?
Ach du, ja. Man kommt echt durcheinander. Man weiß nicht, worauf man achten soll. Woher kommst du? Dubai am am Persischen Golf.
From Russia. With love.
Welcome to L Kids, sir.